Can you talk about the pricing strategy? Because that seems to be the most effective strategy when it comes to pricing something like this. And so, can you talk about the different tiers and how you came up with those tiers and why you came up with those tiers?
Yeah. So my goal, and this is where me and my wife have different roles, right? My goal is eliminate the billable hour completely. I hate it, like most attorneys do. Um, so if I could eliminate it completely, I would totally do that. And I've tried to structure it so that our from a client perspective, it's not an hourly thing because that changes the behaviors of the client and the interactions and how often they call you. I don't want anybody to feel like they shouldn't be calling me because of the way that we bill. That's like counterproductive to the entire reason we have a relationship in the first place. And so I do everything I can um, to frame it in terms of just flat fees. And I'm kind of, hey, things will even out as you go. If there's some ups and downs, great. If it trends, we'll switch it. But so client facing, it's really not an hourly situation for the most part. Internally, where my wife is tracking and we've got team members working, she's very much on the hours. She's tracking that stuff because we need to know for our own purposes, of course, how to pay our team and all that other stuff. And so she'll track it, and that's how we'll know then if there's trending going up or down, because as a fractional, we scale with our clients, and hopefully they scale up, but sometimes they scale down too. So we track it internally on an hourly basis to a large extent, but we make it we try to remove the hourly from the client conversations as much as possible.
I don't know if you saw this study that came out. Now, take it with a grain of salt. It was commissioned by Lexus, and they hired an outside company to determine how much AI was reducing the need for companies to hire attorneys. And so they did it through few different models, and they created this fictitious model, and so that's why I'm a little skeptical of the data. But what they found is that there's a 13% reduction in the company reaching out to the outside legal counsel for assistance. And I wonder if you've seen that in any capacity where the people that you represent reach out to you less because maybe they're using AI to get some answers to their questions.
I do see that. I don't know that it's reducing the workload because AI, in a lot of instances, it's garbage in, garbage out, or not garbage. Maybe it's great input in and great outputs. But for most people, unless you know how to ask the questions right, you're not asking the right questions. So I do see it. We're starting to integrate it more. I use AI. I was on it this morning quite a bit, some work and some marketing and some other stuff. I use it daily. We're encouraging our team to use it. We're looking into some products, but we've done some demos. Frankly, we haven't adopted anything on a large scale because, frankly, when you look past the kind of the business speak and jargon of even during the demos, what they're really saying is we can do a pretty good job if your expectation is a first year associate who's in his first 6 months of practice, and we don't to which I say, great. I hope it gets better soon, but we don't hire first year associates. Like we can't do that in our practice. It's either because I'm not a great, I don't have patience to train people, or it just doesn't work for our clients, right, financially. But so we don't hire first year associates. So I haven't figured out how to plug in a first year associate AI tool into a role that we don't have for people even. So
That's pretty interesting.